Group stage play in the Copa Libertadores starts today. We're taking on the strongest. However, we also have the small matter of the quarterfinals in the Sao Paulo State Championship. And naturally, we came in second, so we get drawn against the team that came in first. We are taking on Santos. That's coming up a little bit later. We're kicking off group stage play at home, and we are heavy favorites against the Bolivian side. In fact, looking at our group after a little bit of reflection, I think Colo-Colo from Chile is going to be the only team that really gives us resistance in this group. Even though the quarterfinals of the Sao Paulo State Championship are just a couple of days away, we're putting our best foot forward as we kick off group play in the Copa Libertadores. So our A team is out there. It's Pedro Montavani in goal, a back four of Ivanzinho, Igor, Canella, and Sousa Silva. A midfield three of Beto, Edson Jose, and Leonardo. 5 goals, 3 assists for the 16-year-old in all competitions so far. It's going to be Manuel Rodriguez on the left, Arisvaldo Pereira up the middle, and Caio Henrique getting the start on the right side of our offense. We've already proven so far that we can stand up to some of the best in South America. Hopefully that will continue against a team that audaciously refers to themselves as the strongest coming out of Bolivia. They are visiting us. We are at Novelli Junior, and we are set to kick off. They have the ball first in this match, and if we can make a good showing here, really take control from the jump, I think it's going to be incredibly important for us to do that in order to make our stamp on the competition and make sure that we get out of the group stage at our first time of asking. I think we actually are going to be able to do it. Now, Agropecuario Argentina, as far as I can tell, they're a non-league team. I'm not sure how they made it into this competition. Right now, they are drawing Colo-Colo 0-0. Those are the other two teams in our group. And not a lot going on in the first 25 minutes, although 3 shots on goal have come our way, none of them on target. They finally get a shot off, and Pedro Montavani makes a fairly easy save. Hopefully, we don't turn the ball over deep in our end, and we're able to make some progress into their half of the pitch. Pereira playing it through. Leonardo looking to get behind the defense. He's got it. He's in, and a shot and a save by Rivas will go out behind for an Ituano corner, which unfortunately we're not going to get to see. We've already had 4 corners. This is going to be our 5th. Edson Jose lays it in. Canella up, and he clanks it off of the post. Samoya coming away with it for the strongest. He's going to charge up that left wing before a heavy touch gets knocked out. Look at all the stewards there. Man, the security at this match is absolutely ridiculous. I'm not used to seeing so much security on the side of the pitch in these matches. Must be something new. Pereira has his pocket picked by Samoya. Appears to be probably the best player on the pitch. Rodriguez, though, is going to take it back over. Ivanzinho will give it back to him. Leonardo now across the midfield line into the middle. Plays it ahead. Pereira finding Edson Jose. Tiki-taka with Rodriguez, a shot on, and Rivas makes another fantastic save, and we are half an hour into this match, and we still have not yet seen the opening goal in this contest. Colo-Colo is still tied 0-0 as well. So as things stand right now, if we are able to pull off a victory, we will go to the top of the group, and that makes me very happy. Hopefully we can make that happen. Ivanzinho flipping it ahead. Rodriguez, bit of a knock. His cross is blocked. He's then taken out. Ricardo picks it up, and the strongest looking to go the other way. Romero, Leonardo sliding and knocking it away. Rodriguez, Beto, Leonardo, Edson Jose. Caio Henrique turns and fires from range, and yeah, that wasn't great. Also, unfortunately, we did have to make a change. Don't want to risk Manuel Rodriguez too much out there, so Leonel Torquete coming in, and we blow one of our sub-windows in the first half of what remains a 0-0 draw. We've had the majority of the possession. We definitely have had the majority of the opportunity, so we are going to say that we did not like what we saw from this team. And here we go again. The second half is underway. Edson Jose in control, laying it out to the right. Sousa Silva, this is going to be a highlight. He's taken out by Romero. He'll be fouled, and it will be a free kick from that right wing, which will be taken by Caio Henrique. two-man wall in front of him at the edge of the box. He lays it short. Turqueta with a drive from about 20 yards out, and that is going to sail over. Rivas looking to get things started off of the goal kick. We've played just under a minute and a half of this second half. Romero in control along the far side, gets it ahead to Flores. Challenged, but he frees it to Velasquez. Velasquez dribbling. Somebody get in front of him, please. Drop back. Samoya with it around the edge of the box. Flores is there. He shoots, and it will be tipped wide by Pedro Mantovani. The best opportunity for the strongest so far in this match, but now they're going to get themselves a corner. Near side, Flores putting it in. Suarez can't get his head on it. Leonardo has it knocked away from him by Rojas, and the strongest still in control. Alvarez with a shot, and that will go over the bar and out into touch. And now we definitely have to do something in this match because Colo-Colo has taken a 1-0 lead. Sousa Silva along that far sideline will play it into the middle. He got Igor on the back line ahead. Edson Jose, who lays it back out. Sousa Silva with plenty of space on that right side now. Sousa Silva taking it deep. Dinks and dunks. Edson Jose in for Leonardo. His shot blocked. Edson Jose, a heavy touch, puts it into the path of Rivas, who will just scoop it up and look to send it out as he leaves it short. And another good opportunity. We've had 14 shots on goal. Only 5 on target, however. We still have not been able to take advantage. Ball laid forward. Flores, he'll play it into the feet of Beto, and here comes Ituano the other way. Edson Jose. Arisvaldo Pereira lays it to his left. Ivanzinho then crosses it over to Sousa Silva. Edson Jose getting it into the box, putting it on. Rivas making the save, and 56 minutes in, we still cannot break through, but another corner opportunity, this time for Leonardo. He lays it in. Igor with the header, and it's just not on target. I hate to do it so early in the match, but with an hour gone, Beto just not having the greatest match, so Eric is going to come in his place. Sousa Silva is feeling a little bit knackered, as is Edson Jose and Caio Enrique. We're going to keep our eye on those guys. We're going to just make the one change at this point. I don't want to take off some of our big guns if we don't absolutely have to, especially in a match where we have failed to break through so far. Although a lot of the guys we have on the bench do have a history of coming on and putting in a performance. Igor in control over to Canella. Edson Jose playing it up through the middle. Pereira finding Turqueta in space. Turqueta's in, and he cannot put it past Rivas. It will be another Ituano corner, which Turqueta is going to take from the near side. 65 minutes have been played. We've got 25 left to go. Igor finally breaking through near post corner, and it's Ituano 1, the strongest 0. Off the ensuing kickoff, though, the strongest is in control. Can we win the ball back and get a quick fire double? Maybe. Turqueta steps in front of that. To Arisvaldo Pereira, plays it in. Caio Enrique, and Enrique will score. An assist for Arisvaldo Pereira. It is 2-0 Ituano less than a minute later. At this point, I'm starting to feel a little bit confident. Caio Enrique lining up 20 yards away, puts it on, and he picks up his second of the match. A free kick, and in less than 5 minutes, we went from 0-0 to 3-0, and Ituano now cruising, putting it over the wall past Rivas for the 3-0 lead. So now we are going to make some changes. Caio Enrique, even though he is on a hat trick, is going to come out. Luis Roberto is coming in, and Edson Jose will make way for William da Silva. 2 changes, probably the final changes we're going to make in this match. We have 22 shots on goal to their 3, but more importantly, 3 goals to 0. 3 goals just 4 minutes apart in this second half. We finally turned it on, and it was Turqueta's delivery on the corner that got things going. Leonardo laying it up to the aforementioned Turqueta. Ivanzinho now with it, taking his time before dropping it to Igor. Eric at the base of the midfield. Leonardo quickly to Da Silva. Will circle it away around. Luis Roberto getting it back from Arisvaldo Pereira. Can't put it past Rivas. And Rojas looks to clear it, but only as far as Rodolfo Sousa Silva. Forward for Luis Roberto. It's going to go over his head and out for a goal kick. And we are going to cruise to a 3-0 victory unless something happens in these final A couple of minutes as Vinicius Jr. throws it in. Igor into the middle. Eric, a very solid performance, especially in this second half. Arisvaldo Pereira dropped to William Da Silva, and our subs have done a great job, including Lionel Torqueta. Sousa Silva pushing it deeper, looking to play it in the middle. His cross is going to be blocked, and it will be another corner opportunity for Ituano. We've had 14 corners in this match, 60% of the possession. 25 more shots than the opposition, and frankly, at the end of the day, it wasn't even close. Still a minute and a half of stoppage time. Luis Roberto laying it out. Sousa Silva in control, plays it up the sideline. Luis Roberto's got it. Into the box, looking for Da Silva. Suarez plays it right into the path of Arisvaldo Pereira, and it's Ituano 4, the strongest, 0. I mean, that's the thing. When you play a match like this and you start to take control and things kind of start to get out of hand for the opposition, they are going to make those kinds of mistakes. And Moises Suarez made a pretty big one and turned a 3-0 rout into a 4-0 drubbing. Unfortunately, we are going to be without Manuel Rodriguez for at least the quarterfinals of the Sao Paulo State Championship. Arisvaldo Pereira, however, has been absolutely fantastic. 5 matches in the Copa Libertadores, 4 goals, 2 assists, and a 7.76 rating. He earned himself man of the match against the strongest. I really do want to move on in the Sao Paulo State Championship, so we are going to go with a pretty strong lineup. We are going to have to make a couple of changes. Carlau was coming in for Canella, who earned a yellow card in his last Sao Paulo State Championship match, which means he's suspended for this one. And Fabiano Jaeger, even though Torqueta played very well in relief in the match against the strongest, Jaeger really is my second choice. He just wasn't on the bench for that competition, but he is my second choice at left wing. So it's going to be Mantovani in goal, Ivanzinho, Igor, Carlau, Sousa Silva, Beto, Edson Jose, Leonardo, Caio Enrique, Arisvaldo Pereira, and Fabiano Jaeger. Meanwhile, Santos have made 8 changes ahead of this match. Hopefully that's a good thing, although while they played very well in the Sao Paulo State Championship as a whole, their last couple of matches, a loss and a draw, so they have not been in the greatest form. So maybe they're looking to shake things up. But that also means that we might have ourselves an opportunity to take the victory here and get further in this competition than we have in this save. Not than we ever have, because Ituano has actually won this competition twice in their history. Igor looking to clear it for Jaeger, but it's headed away by Mateus Henrique. Hassan getting around his man, carrying it in, tries to get it past Mantovani, who makes a pretty nice save, but it will lead to a Santos corner. They did end up the competition in the league phase, just 1 point ahead of us when all was said and done. And I was wrong. We were in third. They were in second. Palmeiras had the best record. And, oh, my God. Pedro Mantovani, I thought he was going to save that. He got his hands on it. It hit the post and then went in. So off of the corner, Santos able to get the first goal of the match as they recycled it well. Nadson out to Mateus Enrique. Back for Nadson. And he just chipped it in. Were their bodies in the way? I can't really tell. All I know is there is still plenty of time in this match, a full 80 minutes for us to right this ship. Bernardo Fortes playing it out. Mateus Enrique ahead. Hodson over the top, looking for Giussiano, chipping it over Mantovani. The flag remains down. However, I thought he may have been offside, but he also could have been played on by either Sousa Silva or Carlau, and it looks like he was. It's hard to tell because they started that highlight with the ball already in the air. So who knows where he was when it was actually put forward. But it looks like Sousa Silva did play him on. So we are 2-0 down. And I'd like to remind everyone that we've only lost 1 match so far this season. And it was that 1-0 loss to, who was that? Now all of a sudden I can't seem to remember. Edson Jose, Caio Enrique, laying it out. Sousa Silva. I mean, we were fully rotated, and it was only a penalty that was the difference. Sousa Silva, his pass intercepted by Enrique, ahead for Nadson, getting around Beto. Arnaldo through to Ituano. His shot, though, is going to go wide. I had to look it up. It was Corinthians. We also did lose the one leg against Fortaleza in the second qualifying round of the Copa Libertadores, but we ended up winning on aggregate. That's why it didn't register in my brain. But 7-8 minutes remaining in this first half, and once again, Santos is in control of this one. Matosinos, excuse me, to Mateus Enrique, cross back over to Alex. Enrique ahead, Amaldo, Yadson in for Yosiando, past Montavani, and all of a sudden, he's just terrible. I mean, frankly, if you want to really drill it down to brass tacks, the whole team hasn't been playing well. Both teams with 5 shots on goal. However, they have 4 on target. We have none. Leonardo in control. If we can get one back before the half, that will give us a glimmer of hope. Caio Enrique dropping it back. Beto in control. Ivanzinho, Edson Jose almost picked off. Pereira gets it back. Caio Enrique with a shot from range, and that will be fended off by Bernardo Fontes out behind for an Ituano corner, which Leonardo was going to take, and he's pretty good at these. So he plays it in. Unfortunately, Carlau can't get his head on it. Jaeger gets it back to Leonardo. Back for Jaeger, and that's going to go over the crossbar and out. So I think our chance of getting that goal, he was offside, excuse me. Leonardo was offside, so a free kick for Alex, looking for Nodson, but he finds Sousa Silva instead. I was going to say that our chance for that goal looked to have been slipping away, but hey, we still have a highlight going, and we are still in control as Igor carries it all the way up, looks to cross it in. It's going to be put behind for a corner, and they better show this corner. What was the point of the highlight if we don't get to see the corner? Did we just want to see our center back going all the way to the byline? I guess so. Santos in control of much of this match. Things not going very well, my friends. In fact, at the half, we're going to take off some of these players that are a little bit more frustrated and might cause a problem. So Arisvaldo Pereira is off and Beto is off. Who else? Leonardo also feeling very frustrated. We are going to make 3 changes, and we'll bring in Paulo Alexandre. So, yeah, I'm not afraid to really shake things up as necessary. And if the 16-year-old isn't cutting it in this particular match, well, then the 16-year-old isn't cutting it in this particular match, and we are going to make a change. It doesn't mean that we're losing faith in him in general. It's just today wasn't his day. Carlau with the back pass to Montavani, back ahead to Igor at Ivanzinho. We are working it through the middle quite a bit. Not really relying on those wings. Edson Jose, Caio Enrique playing it through. He's got Gabriel Rosera, and Gabriel Rosera's got the first Ituano goal of the afternoon. Enrique with the assist. It's now 3-1. Already just a couple of minutes into the second half, our subs are beginning to shine. Gabriel Rosera getting one back, and there's still plenty of time for us to fight our way back into this match, although I'm not really holding my breath because, again, Santos just is the better team so far today. We've gotten off more shots than they have, but we've only hit the target 2 times, and frankly, that just is not going to cut the mustard, especially when we trail by 2 goals. And with just over 15 minutes left, I mean, do I replace my goalkeeper? Fabiano Jaeger is going to come out, and we are going to put in Lionel Torqueta. And is there really... Sousa Silva will come out in place of JP. Give JP some minutes. He's a little bit more offensively minded, so maybe he'll be able to help out a bit. Rosera can't win that header, but Caio Enrique does. Edson Jose for Gabriel Rosera, cutting it forward before dropping it back. Enrique out wide. JP moves it inside, gets away from Yosiano. Caio Enrique back out wide. JP looks for Caio Enrique. He's got him for Gabriel Rosera. That's blocked. It comes to Torqueta, and Bernardo Fontes makes a masterful save, and he keeps this a 2-goal ball game, and that could have been the save that leads Santos to actually winning this match and moving on in the Sao Paulo State Championship. As much as I would like to win the Paulista with this team, it is not high on my priority list. I would much rather win Serie A, and obviously we would love to win the Copa Libertadores. This year, we are definitely not going to win the Sao Paulo State Championship. We are definitely going to have to bounce back quickly, though, because next on the docket in the Copa Libertadores is a match against Colo-Colo. Now, the top two teams do qualify for the second round of the competition. I think it's going to be the two of us, but I just want to win the group. Hopefully we do that. You're just going to have to come back tomorrow to find out if we are successful.